guys, welcome to Above All Journal and another day of January Junk Journal Jam 2024. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make 3 embellishments that you guys can use in your junk journals. So let's go and get started. To get me started on this first embellishment, I'm just grabbing a couple of supplies. So I have a scrapbook negative that I cut some circles out of. I have a couple stickers, some fabric swatches, and I have this girl sticker. She's got a little cup of coffee in her hand. I thought she was perfect for the focal point. And I also have a paper doily, and I'm just using this cardstock as a base. And here I'm just starting by ripping a corner off of the cardstock. Then using a Scotch Create glue stick, I'm just going to glue the paper doily to the cardstock. Once I get it all glued down, I'm just kind of tearing off the excess pieces of cardstock that are kind of like sticking out, I guess. Then using this Distress ink in the antique linen shade, I'm just using this makeup brush and I'm buffing the ink onto the outside of the doily. I really do not like working with white. It's just too much, if you know what I mean. Then I am just starting by ripping one of the circles off, and then I'm tearing around that negative space there. And then I'm just going to use my makeup brush and buff some of the ink onto the white torn edges there, just to kind of define it and to knock back the white a bit. I really struggled with how to rearrange this on the page. So I cut that out, and here we are putting it all together. So I'm just putting my coffee sticker down, and then on top of that, I'm just going to take a piece of this fabric swatch that I tore off, and I'm going to be using my Fabrifix glue to glue that down. Then I'm going to take the girl sticker and I'm just peeling the back off. And then I'm adding some Fabrifix to the part of the fabric that she'll be sitting on. I don't want her to peel off of there. And then I just put her down. Now I'm putting the negative circle down, and I'm going to put the straight edge on the straight bottom there and just use some Fabrifix to help glue it down. Honestly, this is some of the best glue. If you can afford it, I highly suggest buying some. It just makes things stick so much easier. And then, of course, I glued over her little coffee cup there, so I had to rearrange a little bit, because the little circle that I'm going to be putting in the center of that negative there, it says Coffee Besties. So I really want to make sure you can see her coffee too. Then I am just putting down the Coffee Besties sticker in there, and I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. And then at the end, I just decided to do a corner round to make it finished. This second one here, I have a piece of the same cardstock, and I'm just putting down some Scotch Create glue stick, and then I'm going to cover it with this handmade, hand-dyed paper. And then of course I'm going to cut the excess off the edges there. Then from there I decided to use my hole punch, and this was the only one that was on frame. You're just going to cut off those little corners there and give it like a half circle shape. And then I'm going in with my vintage photo distress ink, and I'm just using the same makeup brush because I'm a craft gremlin. I don't care if they mix. And I'm just putting some ink around those edges. Then I'm bringing in the Fabrifix, and then the excess doily that I cut off from the last cluster, I'm just putting it here and kind of making it look like they go together, even though they were separate pieces, and it actually worked out really well. Now I'm just going to use my Scotch Create glue stick and just put down this very old scrap piece of paper that I have. This has probably been floating around for like 10 years. Yeah, that's probably a sign I need to go through my craft supplies, but if it's getting used, right? And of course I'm just going to cut off the excess there. From there, I'm going to put this little bluebird sticker. Yeah, it's a sticker. And I'm just going to put it right over all those layers as the focal point. Then I'm going to use my Tim Holtz Ideology stickers, and I'm choosing the word scenic and buffing some of the vintage photo onto the outside, giving it a lick of glue stick, and just sticking it there on the left in the center of that scrapbook piece. Then I felt like it really needed something, so I went in with this Lumiere fabric paint, and I'm just doing some dots right across the top and right across the bottom to give it some interest. And there, I was pretty happy with that one. And then with this third one here, I'm just using a paper clip from my paper clip stash and a piece of paper from my squirrel pile. And I'm just picking this grid paper out, and I'm going to make an embellishment with this paper clip. I start off by hooking the paper clip onto the paper and then scooting it closer to the edge because I want to cut out a lot of the bulk. I'm folding it over the paper clip, and then I am going to glue it down with some Fabrifix, and especially getting on the wire there of the paper clip because I want it to stick really well. Then I'm adding some glue on the top of that piece of paper, and then I'm just going to fold that paper over and make sure it's really snug. I'm sorry I had to do that off camera a little bit. I'm sorry, this is some bad shooting. Then I'm just trimming that piece of paper down, and then I'm going to tuck that tail that I just cut, and I'm going to put it underneath that small piece of the paper clip right there. So I'm just going to kind of force it under there, corner first, and then kind of push it until I can get it all the way through.
Then when I get it all the way through, I'm just really going to pull it and make sure it's nice and taut. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of Fabrifix into the 2 layers there and make sure that it gets glued down really well. From there, I'm just going to cut off any excess pieces, and then I of course rounded the bottom, but I did that completely off camera, so I just cut it out. And from here you should have this piece here that you didn't get to see, sorry. And then I'm just hole punching it, and I'm going to add a dangle to it. So I'm starting off with a jump ring. And I'm just going to add the jump ring to that hole punched piece. From here, I'm just going to add this piece of chain from some broken jewelry that I have, and I'm just attaching it here. I put it on as just one long piece, and then I decided that I really didn't like that. So then I ended up taking it off and making a 2-tailed paper clip, I guess. I give it 2 tails instead of just one long one, and then I wanted it off center so that it wouldn't be the exact same size. So that's what I'm doing here. And then from the bottom of the chain, I'm just going to add this bead. So I put it on a pin, and then I'm just folding the wire over and clipping it off. And then I'm going to use my round nose pliers to bring the wire back. Now I'm just taking these jump rings and I'm attaching my bead to one of them and putting that on the chain at the bottom, closing it up nice and tight. And then I am going to put this little heart charm on the jump ring and then also attach that. From there, I decided to just add a piece of fabric to the front of the paper clip. And I'm just going to put a little bit of Fabrifix glue down and put that on there. Now I'm just adding a cardboard sticker to the front of that. It says Fun Times, and I'm going to use my Fabrifix because I am gluing onto the fabric, but as you can see, you can use it for paper to paper as well. It works really well. And here are the final products. There's the little paper clip and the little corner cluster that you can also use as a tuck spot. And then the little ticket embellishment that we made there. And here they are in action on the page. May you choose to nurture yourself and do something you love. Create something beautiful, and above all, journal. You guys, I will see you next week in part 2 of our Junky Junk Journal series. Thank you for watching.